My name is Ayush and today I'll be presenting MomTalAid to you. The goal for my personal project was to create MomTalAid, a web application that will link willing donors with needy patients who struggle to pay off hospital bills owing to lack of funds and at times find it difficult to get released from hospitals. In simpler words, MomTalAid is a medium. This medium links donors who are willing to donate money with needy patients in hospitals who can't afford their treatment. The donors and sponsors can financially support the needy patients to abide their medical treatment. I was motivated based on a real life experience shared by my family driver. His son passed away in the Coast General Hospital because he could not afford his treatment. We tried to help him, but I don't think that was enough. So that motivated me to look at the possibilities of making an app where so many different people and so many different donors can help such patients and people who can't afford their treatment. The global context I worked with was scientific and technical innovation. That's because I was looking at how I can impact the interactions between donors and patients in hospitals with the help of science and technology. The AK strand I was working with was obviously economics for development, because through having these interactions mended, I was trying to improve the economy of Mombasa and therefore help patients who are very poor and can't afford their treatment in Coast General. Here I talked with Mr. Polycap, who is the IT head of Coast General, Dr. Mary, the deputy CEO of Coast General, and Mrs. Agnes, a social worker of Coast General. The URL of the web application is www.momtalaid.org. So when I type in the URL on my browser, I'm redirected to the interface where I have to select my language. In Kenya, there are two main languages, English and Swahili. I'm going to select English by clicking on it. To link both donors and patients, I made an interface whereby patients can request for help and donors can donate to those requests. So let's start by requesting for help and see what happens. Here I'm redirected to a place where I have to select whether I'm an inpatient or an outpatient, and that's because both types of patients sometimes face problems in getting themselves treated because they don't have that much money. Let's say that I'm an outpatient. I'm just going to quickly make a request and fill it in, and now you can see that I'm redirected back to the main website. Now ideally, when a patient requests, the request should go to the main server of MomTalAid. So if you're a donor, you can see the request. However, to ensure security, I coded it in such a way whereby if anybody requests, it goes to the back-end database. This back-end database is only accessible by administrators. Now you can see that my request has come over here, and as an administrator, I can choose to remove it or to keep it by verifying it from the registration number. Here is how I made sure that it's completely secure and genuine. After that, I'm just going to quickly accept it, and now let's go back to MomTalAid as a donor. Now you can see that the request is there on the main page. When a patient requests on MomTalAid, they have to put in their phone number. With that, donors can call them and find out more about what's wrong with them. Also, donors can donate money. To do that, they're just going to click on the button right next to call. Here you can see a bit of a tutorial which can show you how to donate with M-Pesa. After that, you can donate and put in your transaction ID. For security reasons, the donations go directly to the hospital. It's the hospital that verifies the donations with the transaction ID so that you can help the patient you want to. From coding MomTalAid, I learned that sometimes being part of a privileged background makes us forget how others are not as privileged as us. I learned new programming languages including Python and JavaScript and learned how to interact with online databases. Currently, MomTalAid works on a Google database, but not for long. I'm currently working on coding a MySQL database for the website. And for the little ones watching this, personal project is coming soon. Some advice that I would like to give all of you is to help the community with whatever you're making. Try and make a difference to the society. Have a meaningful personal project which you can take with you until university. I'm going to upscale MomTalAid to an application and attempt to make it worldwide before I graduate university. My advice to you would be to have a project that you can take up to DP2, a project that you can take up to university and keep changing it. Basically, do something you love. Obviously, don't procrastinate and make a mess out of yourself. As you grow big, responsibility increases. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Follow MomTalAid on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for more updates. See you next time.